Hey, YouTube. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So excited to have you join me at the table again today. We are going to talk about the About section of your LinkedIn profile, how to set it up, who you're talking to, and why it's important to have some key things in there to make sure to attract that hiring manager and recruiter. So pull up a chair, relax. Thanks for joining. All right, we're going to dive into the About section of your LinkedIn profile. Why is it important to have certain things in there, the anatomy of your About section? And we're going to continue on from the conversation of before when we talked about your headline, because it all starts there. So if you're watching this video, you haven't watched my second video where I talk about the headline, stop, watch that video, then come back here. I promise it's going to be worth it because it all starts with the headline, and we're going to build on that video to make sure that your About section and your Experience section resonate throughout your entire LinkedIn profile. So let me do a share screen and let's kick this thing off. So again, I'm going to use my profile as the example. And the reason why I'm doing this is on average, I get about 2 to 3 recruiters a week messaging me. And I do have my open to work turned on for LinkedIn, but more importantly, it's because my profile is built in such a way, it makes it easy for recruiters and hiring managers to find me. So let's talk about the anatomy here. The first 4 sentences of your About section are visible to everyone. Now, yes, you do have to turn that feature on when you go into your settings. And I highly recommend that you make as many of your LinkedIn profile sections visible to everyone. But generally speaking, everyone will be able to see that About section. The reason why this is important to note is because, again, a recruiter is only going to spend about 30 seconds on your profile. So you need to make sure and have some type of hook to draw them in. Now, talking with professionals in the recruiting and HR space, they say on average they're going to spend that 30 seconds, and what they look for are a couple key things: profile picture, the banner, headline, and then generally they'll take a look at the About section, and there's what they're looking for. They're looking for years of experience. This is where you get to hook that recruiter and hiring manager. In here, right at the very top, I have professional, 10 years experience, project program manager, 12 years experience. This is the hook for the recruiter and hiring manager. They have a guide that they have to go off of. Hiring manager told them, find me someone who is in the IT field, 10 plus years of experience for this job. This is how I get them. Now, after that, this is one of the few sections of your LinkedIn profile where you really get to talk about yourself. Kind of give them a reason why you think you would be the best candidate for the position. What do you stand for? What are some of your principles? What are some of the things in your life that made you get to the point where you are right now? Make sure it is inspirational. Even better, if you're trying to target a specific company, look at that company's ethos. Look at their mission statement, their vision statement. And if it aligns with your personality, what better way to approach that company by having something that is similar to what they already stand for? So there's a quick trick that you can use. After that, now we're getting into the hook. Now, mind you, they're not going to get to see any of this because, again, they're only going to see those first 3 to 4 sentences. You need to create that hook so that they will open that see more section at the bottom. And when they do, this is what they're going to get. After that, like we talked about, your profile needs to be very succinct. It needs to have top to bottom uniformity. I do this by having my headline match these bullet points inside of my About section. This is going to be the high level overview, though. I don't need details in here. You need to be somewhat of an elevator speech, if you will, for this particular section. Mind you, you only have 2,000 characters total that you can put inside your about section. So use those characters wisely. But I promise you, if you make sure to speak in very generalized terms about your different headlines that you have, it will make the recruiter's job easier for them to want to scroll down and take a look at your experience section. In here, example, 8 years experience as administrator for 2 TSSCI networks. Very big, very overview, very broad. Then I talk about some of the various things that I do. Why do I think it's important that you need to know about these items? Again, this is going to be tailored to the company you're trying to go after or the job position you're trying to go after. If you are a penetration tester in the cybersecurity field, you want someone to know that you have experience using Kali Linux. You have experience using various tools, but keep it general. That lets the hiring manager or the recruiter know that you are a decent fit just within that first 30 seconds. Now that you've got them hooked, you've got them drawn in, now they're going to go down to that experience section. All right, one last thing before we get off the about section here. At the very bottom, in my earlier videos, we talked about searchable fields. So that search bar function at the top looks at a couple different areas. The about section is one of them. At the very bottom, I add in certifications held. The reason why I do this is because the certification field is not a searchable field on LinkedIn. I include my certifications and their shorthand version. The reason why is because some recruiters will be given a list of certifications that need to be met or a college degree that needs to be met. You want to make sure that it's easy for them to find you. So if they're trying to find someone who is Sec Plus certified, or if they're trying to find someone who is a HR person, they will have specific industry standard certification long form names and short form names that are going to be relevant for them. Make sure to have both of those down in there. All right, that's going to end it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me at the table. So excited to have you join for the next one where we're going to discuss the experience section. Take care, have a beautiful day, and we'll talk soon.